Good afternoon, Full Throttle faithful, and welcome to Kansas Speedway as we are getting started here for our round of 12. Chris, I think we do have a couple playoff drivers out on track. Let's see. No, Jimmy Barr is out on track, but we will go through your round of 12 here. We are going to kind of get on board here with some of our qualifying drivers as in no particular order they are in right now. Well, Sim Racing Hub says otherwise, but as we get tonight going here in the qualifying, we will go ahead and get through your round of 12 before we get things going here so we can tell you what drivers have made it through. We got who we're on board with: Jimmy Barr, Ken Baum Jr., William Brown, Kevin Click, Brody Green, Bill Hells, Christopher Lynn, Kyler McCarthy, Lucas Nilges, David Smith Jr., Josh Susi, and Jeremy Zarfos, all tied for that first position. Is Ken Baum Jr. going to set the fastest lap, Chris? As he's coming around for his second lap here down the back straightaway. As do apologize if we aren't jumping on with everybody here. Just sometimes it gets a little hard here. Everybody is kind of out on the track at the same time right now. So what drivers we can get on board here with, as it looks like Jeremy Zarfos is going to set 5th place. And Chris, look at that. Nick Cannon in 2nd, Kevin Click in 4th. And a name that we haven't seen, Chris, for a quite long time. If you're a Full Throttle faithful here, you've been around since the beginning, you'll recognize the name, maybe not the race car, but that's Jonathan Coombs. Used to drive back here, I want to say, 2021, Chris, is when I used to call Coombs. That was my first league outside of just a friend league that I broadcasted, and he was the first guy I ever remember making a big save or anything at Pocono. My first ever race I called for Full Throttle 3 years ago. So good to see some of the original Sparkle Unicorn guys coming back here, Chris. And like Fitz said, he's trying to rally all of them back up. He's getting his team back together. Fitz said it's time, baby. As Joshua Gaiman going to set himself on pole. We'll roll here with Lucas Nilges as he's coming around here to set his second lap. Currently sitting up in that 9th position. As I want to say it was Ken Baum Jr. who won here at Kansas during the regular season. This is our second time visiting Kansas this season. As Lucas Nilges not going to move himself up any. Chris, if you want to go ahead and hop on board with Josh Susi, he's a half a lap through. As from the Mountain Dew to the 81, Hello Kitty, we'll go on board here with Matthew Fitz. Or not, excuse me, not Matthew Fitz. We were just talking to Matthew Fitz a minute ago, so his name was on my head right there. We'll go on board here with Joshua Susi as he'll get lap 1 underway here. As roll in the corner. Oh, he's into the wall, Chris. Not a good first lap here from Josh Susi. As we're on board here still with him. Sorry about that. Did not mean to click off that camera. As he does have another lap to try to get it done here, but look how high he's riding that wall. Chris,
yeah,
maybe he's trying to build that speed up.
Yeah, hopefully he hadn't pancaked that right side.
Yeah, I was definitely saying, he got that touch up into the wall. He was trying to build that speed up, get the tires hot. A very veteran move to try to go here faster on the second lap. Maybe not. He's just still riding that high line. He might be just sandbagging here, Chris.
He might be might just be trying to set a lap time. I mean, we know he's still battling in the points right now. So, going into the round of 12, this is going to be where Susi is going to have to see if he can put it to Ken Baum. I mean, Ken Baum being last year's champion winner, that's going to be who he's going to have to fight. You're going to see him dive here below the white line. That is completely legal at Kansas. No yellow line rule. You can dive down there, but it's one of those things where you dive down there, you got to hope you can get back up because you don't have to give way.
All that dust and marble, too, down there, Chris, when you come off that banking from the front stretch to that flatness, it might not look like a lot of banking exchange, but it feels like a lot. I was sitting here looking to see if we could find a driver out on track, but it does seem like everybody is off the track pretty much at the moment. As I don't think I see anybody else. Yeah, 3 seconds remaining time. We're not going to get any more qualifying here tonight, Chris. As we said Susi was sandbagging. No, he wasn't. That just might be the lap around here, Chris. I've never seen anybody really run that high line like that to success. So
yeah, that is
something that I'm not capable of, and Susi is. I thought he was just hanging out there for a second. I didn't really pay attention to his name after we watched his lap because I thought he was just maybe going to try to roll from the back. But no, that was a very fast lap, and heck, we got to give him more credit for it because I wasn't expecting it to be that fast with that line, but apparently that's the way around here or something. I'm not as smart as I thought I was, I guess, when it comes to the line around Kansas, as it does look like we will get our qualifying grid gridded up onto the track here. We are about to get into a race setting, as we'll hop on board here with your pole sitter for just a moment. Wait for that second place to hop on, and then we will get through your starting grid here. As at Kansas tonight, Chris, it is going to be an excellent race. A lot of yellow banners here up in the front. And realistically, I'm expecting to see a very, very, very solid race. These 1.5 mile ovals usually put on a really good race here for these full throttle guys. Very well race pace from these guys too together.
Yeah, and 25 cars on the track.
Yeah, and 25 cars. We're expecting to see a decent race here tonight. Is still waiting on the second Josh that's on the pole, but we'll go ahead and hop here through the qualifying grid. We'll hop back on board with Josh Susie once he grids back in. Usually when I say this, though, is when they grid in. As starting here on that pole position, it will be that number 33 of Joshua Gaiman, as sitting on outside of him on that outside pole will be that 81 of Joshua Susie. And there he is, pops up right at the perfect time, Chris, in that P2 spot. Then we'll see Ken Baum Jr. This is the regular season winner from here this season. He won at Kansas. When was it? Let's see. It was May the 8th. So he picked up the dub here at Kansas. So if Ken Baum Jr. can repeat his success, he'll roll off P3. Good starting position for him tonight. We'll see that Kyler McCarthy machine start P4 here tonight with David Smill Jr. in P5. Nick Cannon, he's going to be rolling off P6 here tonight. Good to see him back in the seat once again. Kevin Click in that 7th position. I already heard Jonathan Coombs say, "Good luck, Chris." I haven't heard that voice in a while. As we'll hear see Chris Lynn in that 8th spot here tonight. And then speaking of the man right there, Jonathan Coombs, I just heard from Matthew Fitz, just started to set his rig back up here recently and said, "Here we go." As he's already never duplicated. We are already getting the Keyvons back out. I feel like it's old full throttles. We'll see Kevin Gibney Jr. start 10th here. Sorry about this. We'll get through your qualifying grid. Jeremy Zarfos 11th with Andrew May 12th. William Hobart 13th with Lucas Nilges in that 14th position. We'll see Jimmy Barr in 15th with Michael Zuber in 16th. Matthew Fitz going to roll off 17th with Dakota Kuhn 18th. Chad Eagle 19th. Brett Strickler 20th. Stan Mayberry scored 21st right now with William Brown 22nd. 23rd to Brady Green. 24th to Robbie Bice. And Bill Hells is going to start off the race at the end of the pack, as we will get going green here in just a moment. As they are hitting the start zone, and it is green, green, green for the two Joshes at the start. As we will see what Joshua Susie, Joshua Gaiman got lined out for the field here, is off into turn number 1 here for the first time tonight at Kansas Speedway. We'll see what these two Nitro guys here, 3 Nitro drivers, do. As you got Kyler McCarthy out there on the outside. Not sure if they're saying that he is a Nitro driver yet. You know, they were still saying he was affiliated as Chris right there off the corner. The actual Nitro driver, Kyler McCarthy, getting really tight there with last time we visited here's race winner Ken Baum Jr. Whoa, Nick Cannon, big loose.
Yeah, gonna see that
FPS starter right there as we're gonna come through the front stretch.
Yeah, we're gonna see a little bit of looseness on that that bottom lane. I know Kansas is very fickle in turns 3 and 4. If you get down there on that white line, you can see pretty much in the if you look on the track, you can see right there all the gray lines. It's pretty much where you don't want to go. You can get loose in those spots. That's where you don't want to get your wheels down on. I mean, you can get them down there just a little bit, but it can get really crazy. And you saw there with Nick Cannon getting a little loose coming out of corner, getting down on that white line. So that's something to watch out here.
You see drivers already taking the liberty here to go down there on that inside lane, Chris, under the white line. Other drivers back here in the back of the pack doing it as we get through your field.
So saw Dakota Kuhn getting into the wall coming out of turn 4.
As Ken Baum Jr., he's kind of got his hands full right here, Chris. 3 Nitro setups in front of him. As yes, I do see the Nitro badge now on that 33 of Joshua Gaiman's quarter, so I'd assume they're saying he is affiliated with the team now. You know, he was just part of the Joshua Gaiman team here in the team list on live timing. So the 3 Nitro setups in front of you, you got to think about it, Chris. He's going to learn a lot here, what these drivers are going to be able to do early, but we know how some of these pit strategies can go for the Nitro drivers. Very slick on their strategies. Also very aware of how they can stretch out their tires compared to their field. Yeah, speaking of Nick Cannon, Josh, he just set the fastest lap that last time by 30.75. Look at everybody, 30.90, 30.96, 30.95 up in the front. Nick Cannon right now is just dragging onto that draft right now, really pulling himself back up there to that front. Yes, indeed, and he's pulling 2 cars with him, that 32 of Chris Lynn, the 25 of Kevin Click, as you'll see those 2 drivers Whoa, did I just hear tires squealing? Was that me? Or did you hear that too? I thought I heard somebody getting loose there for a second.
It looked like somebody did get loose. Just whoa, right there. I actually see it. It looks like maybe the 27 of David Smill getting a little loose. So I'm getting up into the wall coming out of turn 4. So maybe that's the little bit of tires that you heard. He's now down 3 positions. So yeah, it looks like he's dropped back a little bit.
Big run from this 07 of Jonathan Coombs to the outside. So we'll see back up here on board. That 81 of Josh Lucy's just holding that lead here so far. Since the lap number 1, he's held on to it. We're at lap number 6. He's still your leader. But like we were talking about, Chris, a little bit of a pack coming up here. As you got a gaggle of race cars right here going off into this turn 3 and 4 section. And Nick Cannon really starting to pull up to the back bumper of this Kevin Click machine, or excuse me, Ken Baum Jr. machine. I've got the names all over the place right now.
Yeah, as Kevin Click's right now on the caboose of this train right now is, whoa, a little bobble there from Ken Baum. It's going to open up the door for Nick Cannon. He's going to be able to take that inside line. Let's see if he can make it stick and get a pass on that 2 machine. Does look like they're going to be door-to-door, maybe a better run for Ken Baum. Does look like Ken Baum did have a better run coming out of the corner. So, but going into turn 3, we'll see if he can set it up on that middle lane. Looks like Ken Baum's. Yeah, I was going to say, Ken Baum is getting, loose though. Yeah.
Exit, yeah.
Yeah, whoa.
We saw that at the same time, Chris. Our hearts both dropped.
Yeah. Something you don't.
Brothers, we have very similar reactions.
Yeah, you don't want to see that on that top lane, especially. You got cars on your inside. You don't want to get loose. Man, that was just one of those like kind of have to take your breath moments.
He definitely had to chase it up the track there for a second, but good hands, good awareness from that 2 machine. He's going to keep it rolling.
Let's kind of cycle back here through the field to see what's going on with this gaggle of race cars. We see the 07 of Jonathan Coombs, who is a Team Sparkle Unicorn driver. I've not had a chance to get him. So, whoa, we got a wreck back there. It looks like William Hobart around.
William Hobart, who was that going around? Was that Michael Zuver?
Michael Zuver. Yeah, the 96 of Michael Zuver.
He got big damage. All the front right's cooked. Michael Zuver's night is done for.
Yeah, as I saw smoke coming off of that race car. Coming out of turn 4. We'll see if we can go back. It looks like William Hobart and Michael Zuver were the only 2 involved, but we'll see if we can catch anything from it. I have to do the old blockbuster rewind.
Like Hobart got loose.
Yeah, Hobart was loose.
He got up into the wall or something. Oh, he got on down to the apron.
Yeah, you get down there on those lines. Like I was saying, that's something that we were going to have to watch out for was that line. You get too far down there. Yeah, he got way down there. See the front end or the rear end just got out from under him. He was able to save it, but just Michael Zuver, an unfortunate
bystander.
Bystander, exactly. Sorry, I couldn't get the word out. As we're out on board here from Zuver's point of view, just see what he can see. You see him get down there on that white line. He's already loose, gets loose, up into the wall. And then it just looks like he might have got sideways, not able to keep it controlled, and got down there in front of him. Unfortunate there for the 96, though.
Yeah. Very unfortunate.
It looks like we got some takers down pit lane. Wondered if we're just coming down for a splash and go. Going to have to watch these times for these drivers. Jonathan Coombs looks like he's the only one that decided to stay out. Oh, William Brown also stayed out.
Over the mic, I hear Jonathan Coombs, YOLO. Sparkle Unicorns back, baby. That's all I'm saying. They're back in full form. That's all they needed was Coombs, man. They needed somebody else in there. Because Matthew Fitz and them will get on the mic, but those guys are a little bit more tame. Coombs is one of those guys. He'll fire back with you, so. It's gonna be hectic on the headset. I feel like tonight, as the race off pit road, Chris. Yeah.
Looks like just a splash and go for everybody. The race off pit lane, like you were talking about, Susie Gaiman, Kyler McCarthy, all coming out.
Even switch positions.
Yeah, doesn't really look like they swapped any positions.
Maybe Kevin Click got up a spot. Wasn't he behind Chris Lynn and David Schmill a minute ago? He was at the tail end of that pack a minute ago. So I want to say Kevin Click moved up a spot or 2, but other than that, pretty much stagnant to the rest of the field.
Yeah, it looks like off of that pit stop, Stan Mayberry moved up 5 positions. Brody Green also moved up 5 positions. Brett Strickler moved up 5 positions, and right now Chad Engel in the top 20 is currently your biggest mover. Well, William Brown, Jonathan Coombs not coming down pit lane will give you that award, but as far as position made up, it looks like Chad Engel made up 8 positions off of that. So nobody came down and took tires. Everybody is still on the same tire strategy. So if you're looking at this pit stop going, oh no, these guys didn't come down pit lane. Well, nobody took tires. They just have a little less gas in their car. That's all it is. Still on the same tires, still on the same strategy, well, not the same strategy now. Fuel strategy is definitely completely different, but they are on the same tire strategy at least right now. Nobody looks like took tires except maybe Robbie Bice. Looks like he was down for 16 seconds down pit lane, so maybe a set of tires for that 28 machine, who was unfortunately one of those drivers that got knocked out coming into the round of 12 here this week. And then you might see on that 69 machine, that yellow banner, he is not a playoff driver either. He just said, whoops, I forgot to take it off, which is such a Fitz thing to do.
No, I think he said he was a playoff driver. He didn't want to confuse us, Chris.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
No, he definitely isn't.
No.
If you're in the YouTube chat, he's not a YouTube. He's not a contender. We were just making jokes with him earlier before the race. He came into the booth telling us, hey, I forgot my playoff banner. Just don't get confused. I'm not in the playoffs. And I was like, trust me, I'll make sure to confuse everyone tonight and tell them you're in the playoffs. So got to throw that out there, but then I'll instantly correct myself. But I didn't lie to him. Well, maybe partially. I don't know. But either way, here on this restart, Chris, this could get pretty fun. It feels like we've been racing for 30 laps. It's only 13. This is one of those races that feels like it's gone by fast, but it hasn't yet. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's only 13 laps in. We've only had, one caution so far. We saw that incident there that involved William Hobart and Michael Zuver, which it looks like Michael Zuver is back out on the track.
The violator. What does that even mean? I mean, I know what it means, but oh my god. Just hearing Coombs back over the radio is giving me like 2021 iRacing vibes right now. Look at him. He said something about this is a bad idea. And he's going to get off. Green. Jonathan Coombs will be your leader here at lap number 14. We'll see what he'll be able to do with these Nitro drivers forming up behind him. He does have his teammate in that William Brown machine to the outside. And remember, none of these guys did take tires. They all came down pit road for a gas and go. So they are all on pretty equal equipment besides, setups here. But as you see it, Chris, the gamesmanship already going to come in as that 07 of Jonathan Coombs going to get pushed out to the lead by that 9 of William Brown.
Yeah, and something you're watching, like we were saying, he's got Susie and McCarthy behind him right now. So it's going to be interesting to see how Coombs, not knowing how these drivers race around each other, how he's going to race around them. That's what I was wondering. Whenever I saw him in here, I was like, whoa, looks like
William Brown in the wall.
William Brown is up in the wall. No, he got out of it.
Him up here, and he's going to get out of it, yeah.
Whoa, we're three
Josh Susie is in a weird spot, yeah. If you're that 81 machine, you really don't want to be here. As now he's got Sparkle Unicorn drivers, Nitro drivers. Man, you got turn 2 terribles. This is a team battle right here. Look at him, Chris. 3 wide coming out of turn number 4 here at lap number 15.
Whoa, is Ken Baum taking that inside run. It looks like Susie was trying to cut off some of that momentum. We're seeing that top lane. William Brown still riding the top lane. Colin McCarthy still riding right behind him. Jonathan Coombs looks like he might tuck up behind that 24. But Nick Cannon is trying to make a tear right now. Ken Baum is up riding that top lane. That 98, or excuse me, the 88 down on that bottom lane. And then you see Josh Susie has dropped back a couple of positions. Maybe he didn't like what he was seeing going on in front of him and said, all right, I'm going to drop back here a little bit and just watch what's going on.
I don't know if it's more or less that or how the battles have ensued here, Chris. I mean, he's still running a fast line. He's trying to get up there and battle, but these guys in front of him are pretty fast as well, so he's just having to concede the position at the moment and just try his best. As you see that 33 of Josh Gaiman before the camera switched, he was on the outside of Joshua Susie, so maybe these guys can try to work together here. As you see that 33 going to get down there and do a really big door draft.
07 loose.
Jonathan Coombs is loose. Whoa, the 33 of Joshua Gaiman going to shoot the gap in front of Joshua Susie.
Woo.
They're going to save it, and they're going to get past.
Woo! That's something you do not want to see with a lot of them yellow banners right there in that little mixture. Looks like Jonathan Coombs still loose going into the corner. He's going to lose a couple of positions here. He's going to move all the way back now to 8th position. But William Brown now, the only Sparkle Unicorn guy up there in the lead. Well, as I say that, Nick Cannon going to be up there with him as well. So Kyler McCarthy is battling for that position. Did you see him getting up there on that door of that 9 of William Brown? But Ken Baum Jr. all the way down to the bottom. This is going to be fun.
And he's going to hold it. He's going to hold it. They're going to be 3 wide here through 1 and 2. What lane is going to get first? That outside lane got the momentum early, but here comes the inside run. They're going to bang doors as they come off at turn 2. And it's just going to be a kiss as they go down the back straightaway. Ken Baum Jr., Kyle McCarthy, still in this 2-wide battle. And here comes Joshua Gaiman, Nick Cannon.
Man, this battle going for that 2nd position is really starting to heat up. Ken Baum trying to make up as much track position as he can, but he's just going to go ahead and concede that 2nd spot right now. You're going to see him tuck back in. Whoa!
24.
Man, he smacked the wall and came off real quick.
Looks like he's trying to put some will into it to see if he mess anything up. Seems like the car's driving straight right now. As he is going to have to give way for that 33 machine. Here comes Joshua Gaiman. Big run to the inside once again. Ooh, really haven't seen the sparkle in that purple until you get on the quarter panel there. It's a nice looking purple. That's my ADHD brain talking right there. We'll go back down here into turn 1. Joshua Gaiman showing some speed here, Chris. As it seems like he's finding some speed. Oh, in the middle corner as he gets a little loose on corner exit. You know what they say, loose is fast.
Yeah, loose is fast, but loose is not fast if you're going sideways down the track. So
it's a fast way to get yourself into the hospital, too.
Yeah, whoa, as we speaking of loose.
Yeah. Oh, and again, and there comes Nick Cannon to the inside.
Yeah, man, this 24 and 9 are really battling for position right now. We see them both getting loose, a lot of smoke coming off those cars, maybe a lot of hitting the wall, trying to battle just for as much room as they can. As it looks like that outside lane is where you need to be. That inside lane is just not liking it. Whoa!
Cut him off big time, and the 2's going to go to the inside.
Let's see if he can keep it set up. It looks like a little bit of a loose bug there for the 9. Let's see if
the 9's not going to stick in the middle of the corner, but he's got a big run coming to the outside with the 24 in front of him, the 33 behind him. It's going to allow him to keep that kind of a pocket of air. He's going to keep the speed up, even with the looseness. That's going to get the 2 back to the inside, though. And I'm thinking after that move, that Lucas, or not, why do I keep saying Lucas Nilges, that Ken Baum Jr. machine, he might try to get up there and get a slide job going back himself, but it seems like he's just going to give that position up. No, he's not. Big drive back here to the inside once again, and here comes that 88 of Nick Cannon.
Yeah, I was going to say big drive in there from Nick Cannon.
Big drive in.
Looks like
he's loose, chasing up the track for a second, but he's going to go down here to the apron. And now to William Brown, though, just going to give the push to that 24 and extend the lead out just enough for that 2 not to be able to get up here and really try to take this battle unless he can just get the biggest run to the middle of the corner here and stick it. It's just not going to stick, though. He's only going to get up to second every time.
Yeah, this is where Ken Baum is really punching himself in the knee. He's just come on.
8th position. He might be trying to just hang out, like you said, Chris, not liking what he's seeing in front of him, and I think that's what he's starting to do now. Is Jonathan Coombs starting to pull his way back into the battle? You see Kevin Click going past on the inside of that 81 of Joshua, or attempting to, I should say. Back up here on board. Oh, excuse me. With your leaders, this is going to be an interesting battle here, Chris, as, man, they are getting tight.
Looks like the 24 might have got a little loose off of the nose of the 2 and not touching him, but maybe a little bit of arrow loose going on. As I saw the 24 getting a little squiggly, that opened up the door for the 2. But whoa!
Oh my God! I thought he saw.
Ken Baum got a little loose there, and it looked like he was about to door bang the 24.
I just need to be speechless here. I don't know what to say, man. This is.
Yeah, William Brown.
These guys are giving me a heart attack, man. We're only in lap 26 of 130.
Yeah, this is getting wild. As right now, Ken Baum is trying to battle for that 2nd position, but it looks like that inside lane is just not really giving the momentum that 2 needs. He is able to get up here on the door, but you see, coming out of the corner, he's just not able to make up the space that Kyler McCarthy is on that top lane. 2 Machine just going to have to tuck back into that 3rd spot and hold off Joshua Gaiman, who's also riding that top lane. So a lot of these drivers trying to conserve a little bit of tire maybe. As I say that, Joshua Gaiman getting a little loose coming out of turn 2.
Yeah, Joshua Gaiman's not getting loose. He's full on whipping the rear end around. I mean, he is drifting that thing off the corner pretty much.
As we see Ken Baum losing a little bit of...
Ken Baum's going to lose that position, yeah, Joshua Gaiman. definitely think this outside lane is obviously the lane to run. It's fast in qualifying. It's got to be fast in the race pace.
Yeah, as we're seeing that too of Ken Baum starting to lose a little bit of track position here to that 33. Nick Cannon was able to get back up to that back bumper of that 2 machine. Now we're seeing the 88 machine battling that outside lane. Maybe Ken Baum will see now that Nick Cannon, if he does have some success here on that top lane, maybe he'll move up and stay there. He's just a little loose there on that bottom lane. He's not making up any time coming out of the corner. I mean, honestly, if I'm in that number 2s here, I'm like, hey man, that bottom lane's not working. Whoa, is Jonathan Coombs into the wall? Right in front of us, Josh Susi.
My goodness, they're 3 wide. They're 3 wide. Oh my goodness, my stomach dropped.
As you see Susi get out of it big time, he was like, all right, I am not having this happen in front of me.
He's not comfortable with where he's been put at on the racetrack right now, and that's the pain of these restarts on a 1.5 mile oval. One move going the wrong way, you fall back 1 position, and then it feels like you fall back 7, 8, 9, 10, sometimes 15 plus positions. So I don't think we're going to have that problem with Susi, but he is going to have to recover here.
Yeah, as we're kind of seeing everybody stagnate out, riding single file, as we see Ken Baum now falling back to that 5th spot. Jonathan Coombs riding that middle to top lane as he's still getting loose. You see Kevin Click right behind him, and then Josh Susi, the 81 machine, right behind that 25 of Kevin Click. I want to say Kevin Click is still in the championship. I could be wrong. He is still in contention. Just still doesn't have that yellow banner on there. So Fitz has one and doesn't need it. And say, Fitz, there you go. Give it to him. As we're seeing that 81 machine drive the top lane, just watching what's going on in front of him.
You know, Chris, we'll penalize him, and we can take him from the playoffs for not running a playoff banner. But if he pays the $100 playoff banner fee, then we'll forgive him.
As it looks like David Smil Jr. getting up into the wall. This is going to stack up everybody behind him in that 10th position back. We see the 69, Matthew Fitz, pushing that 29 of Jeremy Zarfos into turns 3 and 4. Zarfos is one of those drivers that is also battling for.
Lucas Nildes and the 32 got into the wall there. Is that William Brown, who's just kind of made a 1-second gap for himself here?
Yeah. William Brown has now set that gap to about a 1 3/10 gap. We see now Nick Cannon's moved himself up into that 2nd position. So Kyler McCarthy is not having fun in that race car right now. Maybe that nitro setup not liking what's going on here mid-race, 33 laps into this. So we've only got, or we're not even near halfway yet. And we see a couple of drivers still shuffling around as we see Matthew. Looks like Chris Lynn might have got into the wall there, or Jeremy Zarfos. Looks like maybe Chris Lynn.
A tight 3 wide. It's through the middle of the corner. It looks like it's going to be Chris Lynn who's going to get the best run out of the 3.
Whoa!
Joshua Gaiman got up into the wall with the 27 and Eversfield 3, and Lucas Nildes into the back of him.
Man, Joshua Gaiman has fallen off. He was battling up there in that front position. Like I said, it looks like maybe these nitro.
Oh man! Did you not just see that?
No,
Nildes just got loose and almost just doored the 33 as soon as you were switching the cameras. It was so close. Sorry, I don't mean to panic, but
Joshua Gaiman up into the wall.
Oh man.
As right now, everybody's kind of single filing out. We see Kyler McCarthy is still trying to hang on to that 3rd position. Ken Baum trying to make up what position he lost. Joshua Susi was able to get around Jonathan Coombs, so he was able to. Kevin Click, yeah.
In 8th position just a few laps ago, so he's done a good job here to remove himself back up in the field. Just had to pick the right time, Chris. When you got everybody 3, 4 freaking wide up in front of you, it's not the best. Oh, the 2 of Ken Baum just got big loose. He's going to have to trace it up the track. Oh, man.
Whoa. Jonathan Coombs into the 25 of Kevin Click.
But what I was saying, Chris, when you see they're 2 wide like this, it's hard to pass, especially when it's 3 wide. Joshua Susi just using the experience card, waiting for everybody to get single filed a little bit later in the run when the tires cool, or the tires heat up some and they can't really pass as much. And now he's using his cooled tires from not pushing it as hard. He's allowing himself to get back up here and, a veteran move from the 81.
Yeah, so Susie has moved himself up into that 4th position. We see Nick Cannon and Kyler McCarthy now battling for that 2nd position. That's going to help that 81 of Joshua Susie catch back up. These 2 drivers kind of slowing themselves down. That's kind of helping William Brown also, who has a almost 1.5 second over Kyler McCarthy. We see right now a gaggle of race cars back here. Kevin Click now leading that train with Kim Baum right behind him. Jeremy Zarfos all the way down on the inside. We see the 2 Sparkle Unicorn drivers, Coombs and Matthew Fitz, in that 8th and 9th position. You see Chris Lynn, who's currently sitting in that top 10. So I want to say Chris Lynn is also a playoff driver. He is. He does have a banner. I just noticed it.
He is.
So go back up here on board. Watch Nick Cannon. It looks like he did lose that battle there with the 24. It's going to allow Susie to make a run on his outside, see if he can get that position. Looks like the 88 not going to press the order too much. He's just going to go down there on that bottom lane. Let's see if he can make it stick. If that 81 is going to have the momentum coming out of the corner.
You got to remember though, Chris, William Brown is on he's still on the same gas tank that he started the race with. These guys all took gas at lap 10. So they can definitely go a lot longer than that.
Whoa, is Susie into the wall?
Whoa, yeah, Sushi is into the wall. I said sushi. As Susie into the wall.
So that's going to help Nick Cannon get back up onto that door. See him trying to just basically slow that 81 down is Nick Cannon. You saw him getting a massive run up to him.
He's trying to drag race him, yeah, but it's not really going to work on that inside lane.
As you see Ken Baum starting to fall off a little bit. We see him get up into the wall. That's going to stack everybody up behind him.
It's like a wave in the crowd, Chris. It started at the front, and now it's slowly making its way through the field, all this battling.
Yeah.
As this is your 6th through positions on back. I mean, that's 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. I want to say all the way back to 13th we can see right here in this little pack. Actually, excuse me, all the way back to 16th is in this pack. So from 6th to 16th, you got 10 race cars right there within a fraction of a second and 5/10 off of each other. That's a good gaggle of race cars right there, Chris. You know, the old saying, you could throw a blanket over those race cars.
Yes, right now, Lucas Nilge's 3 wide in that sandwich.
Not in the spot you want to be either.
Yeah, not in the spot you want to be.
You want to be the bread. You don't want to be the meat.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to get himself up into that top lane. You see the 38 of Brett Strickler right behind him. The 32 of Chris Lynn also right behind him. 27 David Smills moved himself up into that 10th spot. We're going to go back up here and right on board here with William Brown for just a second. See, it looks like he might have had a driver. I can't tell who that is. I want to say it might be. Trying to see who. Oh, Stan Mayberry. That's who it was. I saw a car going past William Brown, but I couldn't tell who it was. It looks like Susie up into the wall again. Is going to open up the door for Matthew Fitz. So he's going to go up there and take that 5th position, or excuse me, that 4th position away from Joshua Susie. But Kevin Click right now trying to hold on to that 3rd position, as I'm saying, and he gets into the wall. So Matthew Fitz moved himself up into that 3rd spot. Joshua Susie also not having.
Well, I just realized Nick Cannon disconnected. Was that who had the error?
I'm not sure. You are right, Josh. Yeah, Nick Cannon isn't in the race. That is unfortunate. I want to say that is the 13 of William Hobart right there in front of that 24. It's currently out here just turning laps. Matthew Fitz, like we said, has moved himself up into the 3rd spot. It looks like Kevin Click has fallen off just a little bit. It looks like Zarfos was able to get around him. So right now we got a couple of drivers that we normally don't talk about up here in the lead, pulling themselves up into the lead.
And you know, you might be thinking 6th place, come on. But this is the most we've had to see Josh Susie battle here, Chris. You know, last week he did definitely have to go through some crap to get himself up into the front, you know, pretty much all race. But I got to say, this is a race where, like you were saying, we've seen a lot of people up here in contention so far. It's usually not up here at the front. Now, not only are they up here, they're doing a damn good job of being up here. Hey,
Yeah.
this is a scary race here. If you're those playoff drivers thinking that you had it locked up and seeing some of these guys that usually don't have a lot of success, Kansas might be one of those nights that could mess up the way this round of 12 is going to go into next week.
Yeah, that's gonna be something that I was actually thinking about that, Josh. You know, going into next week, how is this race going to affect? You know, we see a lot of drivers that aren't up here in the that aren't normally up here in the front. They're up here in the front, and that's like I said, not to knock them or to give anything, but going into next week it's Talladega, so that's going to be one of these things where you have to do as good as you can because Talladega is one of those roll of the dice. You don't know what's good.
Oh, sorry, Chris. Continue.
No, I was going to say whoever, if you finish bad here, Talladega is one of those where you have to bite your nails to hope you finish good.
And whoever decided to make Talladega a playoff race, I know, or an elimination race, I know this isn't Full Throttle's decision. I know we go off the actual NASCAR schedule. So just in that sense, whoever decided to make Talladega elimination race, I love you, and at the same time, I hate you because that is a disaster. This idea, maybe like the round of 16 would have been cool, but I mean, I get it. And we just got to go off the schedule and how it's pretty much always been. And with Talladega being an
whoa, Chris Lynn.
Oh, yeah, Chris Lynn, big off the pace here. Something happened.
Yeah, he was loose coming out of turn 4. I saw him dive down. As we'll see if we can catch what happened. I saw him drop back. Let's see if we can catch what happened here coming out of the corner.
Looks like he almost blew a tire. Why does it like he blew a tire? I mean, I know he didn't, but that's how it looked,
Yeah, so Chris Lynn having a little bit of an issue coming out of the corner. Couldn't really see what happened there. But like you said,
it looked like
he got
loose, and the 33 was just so close to him, he couldn't check up, and he gave him a little help, and he just, that big death wobble you get when you're trying to save the car. I'm pretty sure that's what he had.
He's right
but
now.
It's saved nevertheless.
Right now, we've kind of single filed out, as I was saying earlier. You see William Brown, who is kind of just checked out. He's 2 seconds ahead of Kyler McCarthy. Lucas Nilge's down pit lane right now. Kyler McCarthy is currently riding in that second spot. And then you see Jeremy Zarfos leading that train of 3 behind him. You see Matthew Fitz, who's moved himself up 13 positions into that 4th spot. Then Kevin Click's riding that top lane up in that 5th spot. And then you see that gap behind him to that 2 machine of Ken Baum, who is riding up in the lead, battling for that lead spot. Now he's moved himself back into the 6th position. You see David Smill Jr., who was having a couple of issues early on in the race. As I say that, getting into the wall, has moved himself back up into the 7th spot. He has dropped back a few positions. As I want to say, that is the 91 of Brody Green on his way out of pit lane right now. And then you see the 07 of Jonathan Coombs, who has been battling a lot of looseness. Also, first race back in the league. It's good to see him back in here, but just having a little bit of loose going on in that car. And then you see the 81 of Josh Susi is falling back all the way to that 9th position. Not a position that we really say that he's in a lot. Normally it's, top 3, top 5, but seeing Susi now fall back to that 10th spot, this is kind of interesting. Maybe that 81 not having the right setup.
Something. Didn't he mention something, though, about this might not be a great race for him next week?
I want to say he did say something about it, yeah.
I want to say he mentioned something like that about this track, saying that it wouldn't probably be his best track, but we'll just have to see how he does, because, I mean, if you want to win a championship, you're going to have to finish well here tonight. And I think it's going to be one of those things for Josh Susi. He has a champion's mentality. Is he ever going to be able to complete that drive, though, here tonight?
Yeah, it's like we were saying, William Brown now 2.5 seconds up on Kyler McCarthy. Man, that 9 machine has found something. Maybe all that battling going on back there. As we switch back here to Kyler McCarthy, you see him getting into the wall coming out of turn 4. Maybe this will open up the door for him just a little bit for Jeremy Zarfos to make up a little bit of time. But Matthew Fitz is just kind of trying to hold off Kevin Click, who is battling for that 5th position, or excuse me, that 4th position with Matthew Fitz. But Ken Baum is not letting Kevin Click get away from him.
And Chris, it really seems like everyone up here in the front has their setups dialed in compared to maybe the last time, Ken Bob was a the winner here at Kansas last time around, and now he's rolling in 6th. And he's got a lot of drivers, like you said, in front of him that, I mean, William Brown, Tom McCarthy, Zarfos, and Fitz and all them, obviously, Kevin Click won races. They've all been up in the front, but drivers that have had so much adversity through the mid part of the race, they're all up there doing very well. So it's one of those things that you got to think everybody came in tonight knowing this is our night. We have to have a really good setup. We have to have a car to beat, no matter if we want to or not, if we like the track or not. This has got to be a good night for us. I got to say, I'm really surprised with some of our drivers here tonight. It seems like they might have went, if not the extra mile. Seems like they put a little bit of fine detail into their cars here tonight. Got them running really good. We got a very good bit of hot rods out there running tonight.
Big drive in there for that 53. As I was going to say, Bill Hell's also a playoff driver. He's now moved himself battling with that 27 at David Smil for that 7th position. See if Bill Hells can make it stick here on that inside lane. Get around that 27. You know, we normally takes an EOL every race, moves himself to the back. I guess it's a challenge to move up through the field like that. I know it's a lot of fun whenever you're passing race cars, so maybe that's what it is. It's just I just want to pass race cars, so I move myself to the back. But right now, currently sitting in that 7th spot, we saw the 27, David Smil, getting a little loose. As I want to say, Chad Engel around backwards on the track.
Yep, he is. I just heard him call out as the yellow was coming out that he was just going to stay parked up against the wall. The yellow was coming out. And he's going to stay locked down. Good job there. Some good race etiquette from Chad Engel. I mean, yeah, he might have gotten loose and got around, but he's going to keep it locked up on the wall. I think they're messing with him right there. As he's going to keep it up there, let everybody get by, and looks like everybody's safe and sound. There goes the 35, so unfortunate that he got around, but good sportsmanship to stay up there on the wall, Chris. A lot of guys would have just turned it right and tried spinning it back around instantly. Not saying anyone here in particular. I'm not trying to, like, throw shade. I'm more or less just saying, fix, you know, or like official series, people would have just turned back down the track there like a meanie and got you involved for no reason. So locked it down and did the right thing. People need to learn from that. I know there's some D-class guy in here right now that's watching thinking he can take everybody on. Well, if you learn anything from this stream, D-class guy, learn to lock it down on that wall like our boy Chad Engel did there when the caution came out. He saw cars coming at him, and right there he knew, I can't really do anything. I don't want to scare anybody else. So it looks like he just got loose.
Yeah, it just got loose.
And following behind a car in that lane sometimes, because, you know, you can get a little bit of air on you and get you around. But, Chris, we do have a race coming off pit road here in just a second. I did just notice everybody did come down pit road. As we do see tires being taken. Did William Brown not take tires?
No, he did.
Okay. Just had a good stop. It was like he was coming out so much faster than everybody, and then I realized.
Okay, yeah. So Zarfo's going to take over 2nd place from Kyler McCarthy. Kevin Click going to hang on to that 4th spot. It looks like maybe might have moved up one position. Matthew Fitz in 5th. Ken Baum in 6th. Bill Hells in 7th. David Smil in 8th. Brett Strickler in 9th. And Jonathan Coombs going to round out your top 10.
You do see the back half of your field coming down pit road as it has open form. And Susie, is he taking damage repair or something?
I don't know. He was down pit lane for a minute 29 seconds, 59 seconds on that pit stop.
Yeah, I'm assuming he had some type of damage.
Hate to see a penalty. Maybe a well, no, they would have made him come out and then take the speeding penalty.
Lucas, you can serve under caution sometimes, can't you?
I'm not sure. I don't know how iRacing does cautions anymore, to be completely honest.
Yeah, it's been so long since I've actually raced that I don't think I realize how cautions work sometimes. I mean, I know how cautions work, you know what I mean, but how the penalties work. I know a speeding penalty, obviously, you have to come down. But I don't know. I don't know if you get to serve it under under your caution pit stop or not. It's been a minute. I need to refresh my mind on the rules. It's college football season too, so I've been watching a lot more college football than anything. I've forgotten the rules of every other like motorsport and sport. You know.
Right now, I want to say that is the 91 of Brody Green in front of him, and I want to say the 22 of Andrew May, who will get the wave around, or should get the wave around here. Letting the lights go off. But you will see that 22 and that 81 take off around that pace car. Pace lights are out. So William Brown going to tuck back up. Zarfo's going to be on that outside here. Kyler McCarthy on the inside. Kevin Click on his outside. This is going to be an interesting battle now. Ken Baum has got fresh tires. You know, maybe adjusted. We know a lot of these drivers probably taking an adjustment. Is Susie down pit lane again, Josh?
Must have had a penalty, or he's just taking damage repair, Chris.
Yeah, uncharacteristic from that 81. But maybe, I mean, you know, we're not going to count him out. Every time we've seen something like this happen, he's blasted himself back up into the lead. So not going to count out that 81 machine. Just interesting to see what's going on in that machine.
Yeah, as our drivers are going to get comfortable back in their seats, get the belts tightened up here. Close the Dr. Pepper lid and hopefully not drop the lid under your rig and you can't find it. Because I know how that is mid-race. So we'll get back to going as William Brown, Jeremy Zarfo is going to bring the field back to green, green, green. And like you said, Chris, this is going to be a very hectic restart. Pretty much everybody here in the, everybody in, the field right here on fresh tires. Pretty much just starting back over like it's lap 0. We're dropping the green and we're letting them go.
You're seeing everybody take that inside lane except for William Brown and Kyler McCarthy. So Zarfo's going to lose that second position to that 24. Like I said, I'm wondering if this outside lane is just where you need to be. But nobody really wanting to take the risk and running it up high and hitting the wall and losing time.
It was Jeremy Zarfo's big run here to the inside. That's going to wash him up on the corner out of exit. I thought Kyle McCarthy was going to get into the wall there. Kevin Click wiggling around. Matthew Fitz, Ken Baum Jr., William Brown. This whole pack of 7 cars right here. 6 cars, excuse me. It is William Brown, Kyle McCarthy, Jeremy Zarvos, Kevin Click, Matthew Fitz, Ken Baum Jr. After a little gargle of race cars right here. He's pulling up to him is David Smill Jr. And that 38 of Brett Strickler.
It looks like, whoa, a little bit of a maybe contact there from Kevin Click and Matthew Fitz going into the corner. But William Brown now surrendered the lead to the 24 of Kyler McCarthy, so new leader here at lap 66. We're already halfway over this race. So Kyler McCarthy now assuming the lead. Let's see if Jeremy Zarfos has anything to say. I wonder if William Brown might have did a setup change that he didn't like. Or he doesn't have everybody battling behind him right now to get that gap.
We'll have to see how William Brown's going to be able to recover from losing this position here. Has been your most dominant leader here today so far, so. Right now, though, Jeremy Zarfos is going to make a big run to the inside.
It looks like he just got the better drive into the corner.
That was the pass for the lead a few laps ago.
Yeah, as it looks like Kyler McCarthy just got the better drive into the corner. But we see Kevin Click still running that top lane. Matthew Fitz still running the inside lane. Whoa, they might have been door banging there for a second. Don't know if Netcode might have door banged them or not.
I'd say no harm, no foul.
Yeah, we're still going straight. That's all that matters. see behind him, I've noticed Jonathan Coombs now falling back. He was in that 7th position. He's now falling back to that 12th position. Wondering if setup changes or anything have played a factor. Noticing Brett Strickler's moved himself up into the picture. That 38 machine up 14 positions in that 7th spot. Ken Baum is still hanging on to that 6th spot, but he's down 3 positions from where he started from. So we'll see if Ken Baum has anything to say. Like Josh said, was the race winner here in the regular season. So Ken Baum does have the knowledge of this track. It's just going to have to be, maybe it's a different time of day. The heat on the track, tire, that has a lot to say on the tires.
It does. And tires are the name of the game here at a track like Kansas.
As I'm seeing in the YouTube chat, 81 got damage after I got loose and into the wall in front of him.
Sure.
Not sure who that is in the YouTube chat. But also see Jaden Bingham saying, miss you too, Jaden. Hope everything's going well for you. And I see Rylan in the chat. Start your engines. Good to have you here, Rylan.
Yeah, we miss you too, Jaden. Hopefully everything's going well for you, man.
I don't know who said that in chat.
I'm trying to remember. I know somebody did wreck in front of Susie, and they kind of got him. He got up into the wall with. I can't remember who it was. Heck, was it Cannon? I don't know. Can't remember.
Yeah, Nick Cannon. He just said 88. Okay, so it wasn't Nick Cannon.
I was going to say it was Cannon, I want to say.
So that answers the question.
It just shows how horrible our memory is here.
Well, we've got so much going on, half the time I can't even remember to breathe. I just, and then I stop, and then I forget to breathe. Right now, Jeremy Zarfo's starting to fall off. Looks like he's losing a lot of positions now. Matthew Fitz battling on the inside. Ken Baum still sitting in the 6th spot. But Kevin Click has moved himself up into that 3rd spot. Kyler McCarthy has now got about a half a second gap between him and that 9 of William Brown. And you see Matthew Fitz still battling with that 29 of Jeremy Zarfos. So unfortunate. I also see Michael Zuber in the chat saying another week, another wreck. It's unfortunate for that 96 machine.
Yeah, and it was definitely nothing Zuber could have done right there. That was just unfortunate. Lap 6. I want to say it was the 13 of William Hobart who got loose, and then when he came down the track, it was Zuber coming to the corner, and they just collected him. And unfortunate for that 96 of Michael Zuber. As we'll get back up here at lap 75, Chris, this race is
starting to fly by.
Slowly, yeah, as I say, now it's starting to slowly tick down since we've gotten over the battling and everybody's kind of singling out. As you'll see it, Matthew Fitz in that 5th position on the inside of that 29 of Jeremy Zarfos. Trying to get up into that 4th position. Brett Strickler doing a good job here tonight with the 2 of Ken Baum Jr. in that 7th position behind him. You see Joshua Gaming up there in that rear view mirror.
Yeah, that side mirror, he's peeking to the inside there. Ken Baum going to go down there and block, not let that 33 make up any momentum. Right now, up in front of him, Matthew Fitz and Jeremy Zarfos. Quarter panel to quarter panel right now. This is a battle for that 4th position. And then, like we said, Brett Strickler also moved himself up 15 positions in that 6th spot now. Ken Baum has dropped back to that 7th spot. It's good to see that 38 machine working his way up through the field.
They just said Robbie Bice dropped due to upload. Packet loss. Whoa, Zarfos just blinked.
Yeah, Zarfos did just blink. Scared me there for a second.
Yeah, my stomach dropped. I was like, please don't tell me the internet just went out again.
Last night at 5, I'm telling you, 5:13 on the dot, the internet went out. They said, oh, we'll have it back up by 10:30. It was 6:03 in the morning before the internet came back up this morning, and I thought, I was like, oh, please no, don't let me have to hotspot and record this race. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Originally, they told us it might not be till Friday. We got internet back, and we're like, oh, ain't no way the start of the round of 12, we're going to miss a race like we did at the start of the round of 16, but thankfully it came through, and hey, good to be here because this has been a heck of a race, dude. This has been awesome so far.
Yeah, Kyler McCarthy has now stretched that lead out to about a 6/10 gap over William Brown, who is trying to ride that top lane as well. Kevin Click's now about 5/10 off the back of William Brown. Jeremy Zarfos was able to get a little bit of distance between him and that 69 of Matthew Fitz. But Ken Baum has worked his way back around Brett Strickler. So he's now battling with that 69 machine. I wonder if Ken Baum has said, all right, it's time to take the gloves off. Let's get up here and start racing for the lead.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, Chris, who's going to find this middle run here and start to find the speed soon. Is William Brown. He just dropped back 3 positions, 2 positions, however many it was. Falling back, though, big time. Something's going on in that 9 machine. Did he get loose there coming out of 2 or something? It looked like he lost a lot of speed compared to Joe, and he's loose again. So, yeah, I think that might have been what happened.
Yeah, just not liking what's going on in front of him. Andrew May down pit lane right now. Yeah, that 9 machine riding that top lane. He might be getting up into the wall. I mean, that is something, whenever you ride that top lane, it is something that can happen and will happen. As we see right now, Brett Strickler on the inside of that 69 of Matthew Fitz. See if he can make the pass stick and get around that 69. The 9 machine still holding on to that position in front of or behind Joshua Gaiman. But now Joshua Gaiman's moved himself back up into that 5th spot. So 33 has come all the way through the field again. So maybe the nitro setups are starting to show their head.
We'll have to see, Chris, because Susie's got a lot of work to make up here.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if he's just got too much damage on that race car.
Might now, yeah. I forget Nick Candy did come in and say he had damage that we weren't able to see. Which I will say, on these newer Gen 7 cars, well, newer than the Gen 6, they're not really new to me anymore, but you know, you can see the damage on the Gen 6 models a lot easier. With these cars, I feel like it's a little bit harder, unless it's like big fender damage, or like the wheels obviously just absolutely destroyed, or pieces are missing. It's a little hard to see the damage on these bodies, Chris, especially since we're not seeing the right side either a lot of the times. We do see the left sides of the car more than anything, but still kind of hard to see that damage sometimes. So
yeah,
I would assume that's what's going on with the 81, because he has not made up any time since he got back there.
I was going to say, it looks like Kyler McCarthy might have got up into the wall just a little bit. It's opened up the door for Kevin Click to maybe get into drafting range of him. So it looks like he is about 3/10 off of him. Ken Baum is now tucked up to that 25. He was able to get around William Brown. Joshua Gaiman still battling for that 5th position with Jeremy Zarfos right now. And then you see the 38 of Brett Strickler right behind him. And Matthew Fitz also leading the caboose of this train. So this 38 machine is doing good to get up here into this top 10. Whoa, as the 9 machine is loose as I'm saying that.
Whoa, here comes Jeremy Zarfos.
Let's not count our chickens before we hatch.
Trying to make a move on Kevin Click, Chris. And it looks like Ken Baum is just going to get past Kevin Click. Kevin Click, slow corner and exit there. He definitely might have overcooked the entry and had to get on the brakes a little hard. He lost a lot of speed there through turn 3.
I was going to say, out of corner exit, he was 5 miles an hour slower than Ken Baum. So, yeah, having to get out of the gas was that 25. And we see Joshua Gaiman getting a little loose on that inside lane. He's just going to go ahead and tuck it back in. The 38 of Brett Strickler going to go to the inside. Maybe he's got a little bit more momentum cooked up underneath him. As I say that, he gets loose on that inside lane, but he's able to save it. But that 29 of Jeremy Zarfo is going to have to go up to that top lane and also getting loose. So Matthew Fitz seeing somebody get loose in front of him on the bottom.
Did you see that? He was picking bottom, top. That was funny.
Yeah, he was like, I see you getting loose. I'm going up here. Oh, wait, no, he got loose. I'm going to the bottom. Oh, wait, no, he just got loose.
Yeah, I saw the same thing there too, Chris.
It's going into turn 3.
It's like when you're walking to the store and you walk head on at somebody and y'all both go the same way like 3 times in a row.
Right.
Before you finally are like, all right, just go and I'll go after you.
It's Ken Baum now battling with that 24 machine. See if he can make it stick for the lead here at lap 88.
Uh-oh. They might go Back to the Future or something. Be careful. Oh, wait, that's miles an hour. Never mind. All right, as we'll get going here, and Ken Baum Jr., like you said, Chris, we've said it earlier. He won here earlier this season in regular season, and early on it was seeming like it could have been a difficult night for him, but right now he seems like he has the car to beat.
Yep.
Here at lap 89, he will be scored
Whoa.
as your leader.
Kyler McCarthy into the wall, big push. Kyler
Oh,
McCarthy
he's
into the wall again.
Into the wall, yeah. And there comes Kevin Click, William Brown, the 33 of Joshua Gaiman, Jeremy Zarfos.
Ooh.
Jeremy Zarfos definitely probably had the worst view out of everybody there, being behind like 5 cars and then right there on the back bumper of Joshua Gaiman. So it got tight there for him on corner exit, but as soon as he saw what was going on, he checked out of it. Could have gotten hairy, though, with that blind spot. Whoa, he just cut that 24 off, or the 24 got loose. I'm not sure, but it definitely looked like that 29 came across that nose. Maybe didn't make contact, but very close.
Looks like William Brown into the wall. It's going to open the door for that 33 of Gaiman. See if he can get that position away from that 9 machine. You see him tucking up to the door of that 9, trying to slow that momentum down. It looks like the 33 is going to have it out of corner exit. Right now, Ken Baum is slowly starting to pull away from Kevin Click. Oh, Kyler McCarthy up into the wall again.
And here comes the 38 and the 69 of Matthew Fitz and
Oh.
Brett Strickler.
Yes, right now I just saw Lucas Nilges come down pit lane. So that is not a good night for that number 3. Who is also a points driver. So right now we're seeing Josh Susie just kind of hanging out here behind in the back of the field. That's something we don't normally see.
Yeah, I don't know, Chris. With this race not going his way so far, I'm not saying it is, but it could very well be over for that 81 if he doesn't have something type of miracle happen next week at Talladega.
Yeah, that's going to be one of
If
those.
all of our points finishers finish and in a good spot, I don't know, man. He might virtually be out of the chase right now if everything was to go on paper. What I'm saying next week.
Like I said, we've got Lucas Nilges, who is currently a lap down.
Yeah, there are some drivers that still are going to be in the same position as him, no doubt, Chris. But this race is going to make it a lot harder on that 81 of Josh Susie.
Yeah, this race is going to make Talladega a make or break for him.
And that's not where you want to be.
Going into Talladega.
Yeah, that's not what you want to have to be relying on going into Talladega.
Because after Talladega, we're going to Charlotte. But not the Charlotte that you think.
Oh, gosh. Are we going to the Roval?
We are going to the Roval after Talladega. So that's going to be one of those. We know Josh Susie's good at road courses too. So, Charlotte Roval could be that make or break, if Talladega doesn't go his way. Right now, Jeremy Zarfos was able to get around that 9 of William Brown, moved himself into that 4th position. See Matthew Fitz starting to slowly fall off. But speaking of falling off, Kyler McCarthy now all the way back to that 7th position. We see him getting into the wall quite a few times here these last few laps. Getting loose, cutting the nose off of Brett Strickler. Or not cutting the nose off of him, but, getting loose. And then you see them getting really close to each other. That's not what I mean. Not doing it nefariously, but Brett Strickler moved himself up into that 8th spot, and then Jimmy Barr's moved himself up into that 9th spot. So it's good to see Jimmy Barr moved himself up into the top 10. And then Chris Lynn rounding out your top 10.
Here at lap number 96, Chris, it's one of those things they have to pit again. May have to pit again. Yep, I was about to say they may have to pit again. Ken Baum Jr. just came over the radio. I'm pitting. Kevin Click as well. You know, I don't usually have mystic powers when it comes to pit road. I feel like I just, predicted the future right there. Oh, no! Well, we're down. Oh, that's not good for Kevin Click. Will he get a penalty for that? I don't think he will.
I don't know. It depends. We're going to have to see.
I heard Kyle McCarthy just caught. He's pitting.
So right now, Ken Baum, Kevin Click, David Smill, Jimmy Barr, and William Brown down pit lane. Joshua Gaiman getting her slowed down. See behind him, Jeremy Zarfos, Kyler McCarthy also coming down pit lane.
Zarfos definitely got a speeding penalty. It's 45, and he was going 56 when he hit the commitment cone.
Oh, unfortunate there for Zarfos.
Unless he got just absolutely lucky. We know how it is. But I would assume Zarfos is definitely going to have a speeding penalty.
So right now, Matthew Fitz is currently your leader here at lap 100. See when he decides to come down pit lane. You see Chris Lynn in that second position, Bill Hells in third, Kevin Gibney Jr. in fourth, Joshua Susi in fifth, who has really been trying to make up as much time as he can. Maybe hoping for a caution here so he can come down and get some extra damage repair. If he still has damage on that car, as yeah, you're seeing Kevin Gibney getting loose on that outside lane.
We're 30 laps to go, Chris.
Yeah, this is going by kind of quick now. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I was about to say at the start it felt like it was going by as fast, but it was actually slow. Now it feels like we've slowed down some, and it's going faster. The action slowed down. The race is just moving, man.
Yeah, so
and that puts you into a position where you got to kind of make your moves here if we're going to stay green and this spread out.
Yeah, because right now Ken Baum is currently will be the leader if everybody in front of him does come down pit lane. Matthew Fitz, like we said, currently leading this pack. See when he decides to come down pit lane. I've been watching the speeds, see whenever these lead drivers start dipping below the 160 mark. It's Kevin Gibney right now. He's currently going the fastest on the out of those top leaders coming out of corner exit. So unless this is just a little backwards. Is Joshua Gaiman, I was going to say set the fastest lap time, but Kyler McCarthy actually just took it right from him, 30.55, so a quick lap there from that nitro machine. These fresh tires are showing you they're fast.
Oh, yeah.
And that's something.
Them fresh tires make you make your confidence go up by like 20.
Yeah, that's something we're seeing. Chris Lynn, Bill Hells, Josh Susi not coming down pit lane. 3 drivers that are currently in that playoff battle. We've got 3 playoff drivers who have not come down pit lane right now with under 30 laps to go.
Well, Matthew Fitz not in the playoffs anymore, but Chris Lynn and Bill Hells definitely are. So you got to think.
Matthew Fitz down pit lane.
Strategy play for Matthew Fitz, but he is going to come down pit road this time. Bye.
I saw him dropping below 160. 26 laps to go. This is going to be where everybody has to hope a caution comes out, or whoa, is Chris Lynn loose? See the 9 of William Brown coming by him really quick.
Bill Helms trying to stick his nose up in there at the moment. This is your battle for the lead currently. These guys have not came down pit road, as I see Joshua Gaiman just set the fastest lap so far of the session, 30.49 on those fresh tires. As Stan Mayberry will pull it down pit road, so I want to say it's Lynn, Hells, Gibney Jr., and Susi now, the only 4 drivers that have not pitted.
As right now, you are correct, Josh. Chris Lynn, Bill Hells, Gibney, and Josh Susi, the only drivers that have not come down pit lane.
Woo-wee. Look at those fresh rubbers, what they do for you. Big drive past. It will be Kim Baum Jr. who takes the lead once these 4 drivers come down pit road, correct? Yeah.
Yeah, it should be Ken Baum. As right now, I'm watching the speed between Josh Susi and the drivers in front of him. I don't really see.
Whoa, we might get a wreck here.
Oh, for Chris Lynn, that is definitely not what you want to see happening around you. Wonder if that 32 machine will go ahead and come down pit lane, or if he's going to stay out on the track. Looks like he's going to stay out on the track. Go around at least one more time. But I was going to say, it looks like Susi is only running 185 around the track. 188, while everybody's running around 193. So, wondering if Susi's just, as I say that, he just went up to 192. Don't know, my timing is being weird, so do apologize about that. See a lot of drivers, though, getting that lap back from these drivers. Whoa, Chris Lynn getting loose off the corner.
As Brett Strickler now going to make it 3 wide coming down the back straightaway, as he is currently scored in that 11th position. Last driver currently on the lead lap. Did you see Bill Hells, your race leader? And I said he was your last driver on the lead lap. That's because he just unlapped himself. Michael Zuber actually back out on the racetrack. I didn't realize he was out there. Yeah, unfortunate for what happened to him earlier. And still, so far, it'll be Bill Hells, Chris Lynn, Kevin Gibney Jr., and Josh Susi, your only drivers who have not come down pit road.
Well, I have been completely talking to myself because I had to sneeze a second ago and I muted my mic. And I was saying, man, this 53 hasn't come down pit lane. I'm wondering if this is a power play from him. But I just don't see these tires hanging on for 18 more laps. Especially with Joshua Gaiman, who's 18 seconds back, slowly gaining on him.
I don't even know if it's the tires. I think it's more or less does he have the fuel. Is he just trying to drive for as long as he can and hope somebody gets a caution here? I don't know.
That's what I'm wondering. As we were saying, Josh Susi now set himself up into that 4th spot.
He's saving. He's going to try to stay out the whole way. Susi's saving. He's not going to try to pit the rest of the race and just try to get the best finish he can.
Yeah, he's got Joshua Gaiman about 3 seconds off of his back bumper, and then you see Ken Baum right on the back bumper.
There's no engine noise coming from the 81. Now there is. He's obviously gassing up. The listeners will go into turn 1. We'll ride on board with him for just a moment. It's going to cut out now. So he's definitely doing some fuel saving, Chris. He knows what he's got to do. He knows he's not going to win this race, but he can definitely get himself in a better position than what he was a couple laps ago if he could just save enough fuel and get himself to the end. As Ken Baum Jr. and Josh Gaiman are battling back here behind us. Looks like Joshua Gaiman did have something happen. They were door to door. Maybe got a little loose. It's going to allow that Ken Bomb Jr. machine to open himself back up here. And once he gets past the 07 to Jonathan Gooms, he's going to have a 2-second gap that he's got to crack down here to Josh Susi, as it looks like it's already went down 0.2, now 1.8, as that saving for Josh Susi is going to allow these drivers just to catch up to him a lot easier. But he's not going for the race win here, just going for a solid finish to help him going into Talladega next week, as much help as he could get.
Yeah, I mean, a top 10 finish is better than a 17th finish. So something that that 81 machine is just hoping that he can eke out here tonight after having that unfortunate accident there with the 88. So wonder, is the 53 of Bill Hell saving any?
No.
No, doesn't look like he is.
There's your answer.
That is my answer. I mean, if you notice, that yellow line did not drop any. I watched Josh Susi's drop. Even though I can't hear the cars, I can see that.
As you can see, Ken Baum Jr. in the rear view mirror, starting to pull up very, very tight here to this 81 of Josh Susi. It should be a very easy pass here for that Ken Baum Jr. machine.
As you saw that yellow tachometer drop all the way down to 0 and then go all the way back up, he is just trying to save as much fuel as he can at this moment. See Ken Baum just going to use him, tuck up to the back of him, use that momentum to get on that outside lane and get around that 81.
And he's going to do it cleanly, Chris, and get around. So Ken Baum Jr. moving himself up into 4th position. It's Joshua Gaiman a 2.5 seconds away from possibly passing that Susi machine, but William Brown going to be sitting in 7th. Bill Hells, Chris Lynn, and Kevin Gibney Jr. still drivers who have not come down pit road. Not sure if they're going to make it on fuel here, but with 10 to go, we're going to find out real quick, aren't we?
Yeah, we were about to find out real quick here. Like I was saying, you know, the gap between him and Ken Baum is 12 seconds, which...
pitted since lap 59 either, so there's no way he's making it on gas.
I mean, you know, I'm not gonna lie, Josh. I used to whenever I did open setup racing, I used to sit and run laps around tracks to see how much fuel I would have. This might be a power play from that 53. He might know something that we don't.
I don't know. We'll find out.
I'm not seeing
that, unless he's got that smoky unit gas on. As it's 10 to go, Chris. Well, technically 9 to go now.
Kevin Gibney Jr. down pit lane. Wondering if you're going to see the rest of these guys come down.
He's not slowing up.
Man, that's the only thing I don't like about not being able to see fuel levels or know what they are.
Might have been slowing up. Yeah, he is. I was just, I thought I saw him turning down the track.
It's Chris Lynn down pit lane. Maybe this is where the fuel is starting to show its ugly head. Maybe Bill Hell's just hoping for a yellow flag to come out, come down pit lane and be battling for that lead position. But we'll see if he has it left in the tank here. With 7 laps to go the next time by, doesn't look like it. He's slowing down right now. Pit lane for 53.
Stayed out there for a good bit, though.
Man. Starting to look interesting there with that 53. I was wondering if he might have had the fuel left in it. Susi's still hanging on to that 2nd spot. Joshua Gaiman, though, really starting to catch that 81 machine.
I would assume the 33 is going to help the 81 out as much as he can here. I mean, he's not in the playoffs. That's his teammate. I think he's going to have to give some gamesmanship here. He's going to have to help this 81.
Yeah,
I'm not saying to go out there and flat out block and wreck anyone that comes up to pull up on him, but definitely needs to help his teammate here.
Yeah, if that 81 is going to get, I mean, you know, like I said, a top 5, top 10 finish. I wouldn't thumb my nose at that. You know, I would take a top 10 finish all day, with a broken race car. So that 81 machine doing a good job to hang on to that second position, but for how long with William Brown now under 2 seconds behind him? That's going to, like you said, Josh, is Gaiman going to block for him, or is William Brown going to be able to make it up? Kim Baum is now 3 seconds off of Josh Susi. That just goes to show you, like I said, man, just does that 81 have it in him? He did come down pit lane at lap 61, Josh. That might have actually been the second pit, the second pit stop for 7 seconds. Whoa, is Joshua Gaiman loose? Ooh.
That ain't the first time we've seen him do that.
Bill Hells, though, was able to get himself back out on the track into that 11th spot, so not where he wants to be on the track, but hey, you're not a lap down right now, so that's something to be happy for. As right now you see William Brown now slowly coming into that picture. With 3 laps to go this next time by. Will William Brown have anything to say to this Nitro 2 and 3 up in front of him?
Yeah, you can already tell the gamesmanship is coming out, Chris.
Right now, this is currently your closest battle for position. We will watch this 9 of William Brown and 33 of Joshua Gaiman, see how Josh Susi can fare. As I was going to say, I would assume the 9 is going to go to the bottom lane. He just has to. It looks like
He's
the 30.
Get maybe a little bit of draft help.
Yeah, the
Not
9.
gonna clear him though.
9 almost cleared him. Maybe that 33 up into the wall.
Oh, up into the wall, yeah. Heck, I gotta say, man, for Josh Susi, if he can save it, he's still saving. If he saves enough fuel and finishes just in the top 3 alone, God, what a night from this guy.
Yeah, he was back in 17th position a few laps ago, or
white flag.
A few laps ago, halfway through this race, he was 17.
Shoot, I didn't even realize Ken Baum Jr. is that far out.
Yeah, Ken Baum Jr. 4 seconds up on Josh Susi right now, so that's why we're riding on board here with that 9 and the 81 of William Brown, seeing where this is going as Chris Lynn just went a lap down.
As coming to the checkered flag, Chris, it will be the number 2 at taking win number 2 at Kansas this season. He's going to sweep the Speedway, and at number 2, it'll be P2, Josh Susi, man. I can't believe that. What a race, though, from Ken Baum Jr., Chris, coming back from that 10th position.
Well, we will say this, that 81 definitely can strategy.
Dude, I'm not going to lie. William Brown just came over the radio and said, what in the heck do you do to save so much freaking fuel, man?
I was just about to say, I mean,
my God.
We're going to have to call him the fuel saver or something, because Susi is just on another level when it comes to fuel saving.
But speaking of being on another level, Chris, he can definitely be the guy to say that he owns Kansas Speedway this year in Full Throttle. Win number 2 for the number 2 at Kansas Speedway, and not win number 2 on the season, but just his second win here at this racetrack. He is going to sweep Kansas for the season, man. You got to say, from Ken Baum Jr., he fell back as far as like 8th, 9th position here tonight and battled his way back up to the field. An excellent job from Ken Baum Jr. And to keep his nose clean, got to say, what an awesome job here from that Toyota Camry of Ken Baum Jr. because this tonight could have went any way, Chris. We had so many battles going on up there early that it could have ended in tragedy for anyone here tonight. But Chris, it seems like our burnout's already done. Ken Baum's a short and sweet kind of person when it comes to the burnout. If you want to go ahead, Chris, and get the post-race results up on the screen, we'll go ahead and get through those post-race results here in just a moment. They up? Okay, and there they are. All right, as you see, Ken Baum Jr., an awesome win from your original P3 sitter here tonight. As we've said it here before, he is going to take win number 2 at this speedway this season. So he won the early race this year in the regular season and has won the playoff race here and setting himself up into a good position as we go into Talladega next week. Ken Baum Jr., congratulations to him here tonight with Joshua Susi. Damage from the earlier accident with the 88. He was all the way back to 17th. Five minutes, what felt like a damage repair, and he still gets out there, saves fuel, commits to the save line right from the rip, and he's going to come home with a P2 absolutely experience showing from that 81 in the Nitro camp. Solid drive from the 81 at Joshua Susi. That's pretty much got to feel like a win for him, I'm pretty sure, here tonight. And then Chris, a solid finish here for William Brown. He started in 23rd. He is going to finish here in that third place position tonight. Joshua Gaiman doing a good job helping his teammate out there. He's going to finish fourth. A good sacrifice from him to lose that third, though, to help his teammate get up there in the playoffs. But hell of a run there from Joshua Gaiman. As we'll see, Kyle McCarthy in fifth. Brett Strickler, a good job. He's got up 15 positions. Started 21st, finished sixth. Great job from that 38 machine here tonight. Matthew Fitz, another good drive here from him, building up the momentum and consistency. As we'll see, David Smith Jr. in 8th. Jimmy Barr 9th. Lucas Nilges 10th with Bill Hells in 11th. Chris Lynn 12th. Kevin Gibney Jr. 13th with Jeremy Zarfos 14th. Kevin Click 15th. Jonathan Coombs 16th. Stan Mayberry 17th. Chad Engel 18th. Brody Green 19th with William Hobart finishing in that 20th position. 21st going to go to Andrew May with 22nd, Michael Zuber. 23rd, Robbie Bice. 24th, Nick Cannon. And rounding out your field will be that 25 machine, or excuse me, that 95 machine of Dakota Coon. And Chris, it looks like we do have our post-race interviews ready. We're going to go ahead and get to that Ken Baum Jr. machine who just hopped out the race car. Ken Baum Jr., Chris, and Josh up here in the Full Throttle booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, Ken, I got to say, picking up the win here earlier in the season, and then now coming here into the playoffs, you've swept Kansas this season. Man, you got to take us through that, because here early it seemed like the battles were just so insane for the first 30 laps. We got that caution early from the Chad Engel machine, and then it seemed like from there, everybody just kind of toned it back. You kind of had to work your way there through a little bit of a pack and battle yourself back up to the lead. An excellent job there from you tonight, Ken, starting third, finishing first. How does it feel walking away here with your second win at Kansas this season?
Yeah, it feels good. I didn't expect to be, somewhat strong here, but it is what it is. After the first run, I kind of I just went for it for like the first like 40, 50 laps till we pitted the second time for tires, and once I saw how much I was wearing my tires down, I toned it back, and I just got lucky. I wasn't expecting to be able to. When I was running like seventh, eighth at one point, I was just riding, and it ended up in my lap, so I took advantage of it.
Hey, it's one of those things, man, that, being consistent, having just a good running race car, and being calm and patient in the wheel, like you said, taking a step back, can put so many drivers in positions to win that I don't think they realize it sometimes. And, it takes, the experience, shown here tonight, Ken, from you to tone it back, put a good lap down, and hell, come home with your second win here at Kansas this season. And going in, I know to Talladega next week, it's probably a little bit off the brain and the shoulders there with the weight, that you're feeling going into Talladega. But I got to think, still a stressful elimination round next week.
Yeah, won't be too bad. I think the Roval will be worse than Talladega, but I ain't really worried about either of those tracks, even without a win. Talladega is just a luck of the draw, but the Roval, I would more than likely get enough points that I would be able to advance regardless. Just need a decent finish at Talladega.
Yeah, man. Well, we know it's going to be one of those things. It's going to be an uphill battle for all you playoff drivers, but getting it done here early tonight, Ken, with the first win of the round of 12, got to say it was a great job from you, man. And hey, if you've got any final words, thoughts, shout outs, anything you want to throw out there before we let you go, you're more than welcome to throw them out there, and we'll let you get on your way and celebrate another race win here tonight in the Full Throttle Cup Series.
Yeah, I'd like to thank the Turn 2 Terribles racing team. We all had strong cars tonight. Just some misfortune took some of my other teammates out of contention for the win, but solid performance by all of them. Jeremy Sarvis Photography, my girlfriend, my little daughter. I love their support, and I can't wait to get back to the track next week.
Heck yeah, man. Well, Ken, we're really excited to see you guys turn it back up again at Talladega next week. Again, congratulations on just a very poised race here tonight. And hey, hopefully we'll be talking to you soon again next week. And again, enjoy the rest of your week, and congratulations once more.
Thank you. I'll see you guys later.
Thank you, man. And that was Ken Baum Jr. Going to go ahead and bring up Joshua Susi, our P2 finisher. Joshua Susi, Chris, and Josh up here in the booth. You got a copy, sir?
I gotcha.
Man. I heard it exactly from William Brown's voices as soon as the race ended. How the heck You always seem to come up with that fuel at the end of the race. I mean, it was one of those things we were talking about earlier. We didn't see necessarily the damage you had with the early incident from Nick Cannon, so we didn't know that it was that bad on the race car. But after coming down pit road, the 2 minute plus repairs that it seemed like you took, how did it feel getting back out there? And I got to, like I said right before the race ended, this has almost got to feel like a win to you tonight with the circumstances that played out.
For a rebound, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I had a fast piece, and we were just chilling beginning of the race, trying to put ourselves in good position. We're, I mean, I threw to the team doing the Darlington special, or as they like to call it, the Susie special with the one-stop strat, and then we had that caution, so we were all topped off. Decided, yeah, let's still save some fuel because the less we have to take under green, the better. And unfortunately, we had an error slider gone there by Nick that I couldn't avoid, and it gave me 50 seconds of damage right on the front end, which is horrible. I turned this thing into a plow truck, and I got it all fixed, but it put me so far back in the field that I had two choices. I could try to just go all out, maybe, get somewhere between a 7th and a 10th, maybe, depending on how the car reacted to being completely fixed and track position and everything. Or, as you know, I like to do, just completely flip the script and do something no one else is doing. So I said, what the heck, I'm not going to win running where I'm running. Probably not going to finish top 5 trying to just go for it. So why not roll the dice, see what happens?
Hey, it never hurts to go against the rules, man. Those are usually the guys that seem to be the coolest and everything. But definitely like you said, that going against the norm, man, having to stretch it out there. I know it was probably one of those things that was, at first you were like, do I do it? And then, like you said, you flip the script, you do it, it comes out, and we were even saying the same thing. A 10th, 8th, 9th, whatever finish like that would have been a great night for the way it was going. But hell, to come away with second, man, I just got to say, hats off to you once again, Susie. You seem to blow our mind every week with something crazy, and once again, it's this again. But man, if you've got any final words, thoughts, shout outs, anything, Susie, before we let you get out of here, you're more than welcome to throw them out there, and we'll let you get on your way.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. Really, I do. Thank you. We're in the playoffs, so running the different script and having it work is an extra 7 to 10 points. And with as close as the points are, and there's no bonus points for all the winning we did in the regular season, so that don't matter. We reset to scratch every round, and who knows how Talladega's going to go, right? Who knows how the Roval's going to go? And you need to get every point you can get, and I think that's probably the same mindset that everyone that's still in the playoffs has. So to be able to have this work, like I said, probably net gain between 7 and 10 points is huge. Gives you a little bit of a cushion and something to play with. So we got to keep that mentality and keep focused on getting the best position possible to just move on, because it comes down to the final race, unfortunately, with this format, but you got to get there. So we're doing everything we can. Great, as usual, teamwork from Nitro. Awesome setup, as always. I think you saw a couple of the different cars up front at different points in this race, and we definitely showed strength, as usual. Shout out to Ken, and I think Fitz had a really good long run car, so that's not unusual. Always tough competition. Makes it a lot of fun. So shout out to them. Good job on the win, and we're going to keep rolling, keep using our teamwork and doing what we can. So thank you to everyone that showed up. Pretty good field for the playoffs. 25 cars deep, so you love to see it. And as always, I want to shout out you guys. You do a great job every week. So can't wait to go back and watch this and see what y'all were thinking the whole time.
Oh, we can tell you, we were thinking you definitely weren't going to be in second, so we'll give you a spoiler there, right there. But hey, Susie, again, congratulations, man, and hey, like you said, hopefully you'll be able to play with that cushion next week, and maybe we'll be talking to you again at Talladega. So hey, congratulations again tonight, man, and enjoy the rest of your week.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Had to give him that spoiler alert, Chris, and we'll go ahead and get to your final interview here, William Brown, and have a word with the Sparkle Unicorn driver. William Brown, Chris, and Josh up here in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir. How are you guys?
Doing very well, and I gotta say, I'm sure you're doing the same, William. You came into this race 23rd, and you took the Sparkle Unicorn #9 machine up to the lead very early in the race, and for a moment there was very dominant, almost like a 4-second lead, I think, at some point. But and then once we got back there into the race, it seemed like you had to rebuild that momentum towards the later half of the race, and coming home with a third place there at the end. Got to think starting 23rd here tonight. It's got to feel very good coming off here at Kansas.
For sure. It's the start of the second round of the playoffs. I came in here just hoping, I really don't want to be any higher than fifth in points because I want to be lower than halfway, you know, than of all the playoff drivers. And, to come out of it third in points, for this round, it's a good feeling. So, Ken, he had a monster of a car. I know Kevin and Zarfos, those T22 guys in general, they had fast cars. Just two of them ran into bad luck. And Susie, I don't know. That guy is a magician to me. I don't know how. Like, I haven't seen what his conditions were, but I'm sure maybe he had a conscious effort of saving fuel, and maybe he was running behind other people. So, he had all the right things to save probably at least a gallon and a half. Or maybe he's just that good at fuel saving and running fast. I don't know. Like that was impressive.
Yeah, I won't lie. It even blew our minds up here, man. We were confused as hell about it. Seeing him finish second was like, all right, this just feels like we've been cheated. It's just like
I know.
how does this guy pull it in and week out? But man, we got to say, William, it was one of those things. You've seemed here in this latter half of the season, you're finding ways to pull, these successful finishes out here recently. That here earlier in the season, you've kind of been marred by maybe some bad luck accident or whatever it may be at the start of the race. Here lately, you guys have had very long late run speed. You, Matthew Fitz, all the Sparkle Unicorn guys. So tuning it up in the tune shop, or has it just been one of those things you guys have dialed it in here towards the later half of the playoffs?
Well, I got one race of practice under my belt for this track this week, and I just was 30 minutes before the race started. I just made random adjustments that I thought might help, and they helped. I was bad loose any other time I practiced, running a high line, and I couldn't run a high line very long on my other practice sessions and stuff. But this time I could run it all day long, so much better situation for me than what I was gonna have.
Hey, well,
But
you
yeah,
gotta say. Oh, sorry, continue.
so you're good. I'm not trying to be too long winded, but yeah, this season's been a rough one for me. It's probably my worst season I've ever had in the league. But there's also a lot more talent and it's a lot more competitive for sure. So, makes it more fun and more rewarding to have these good finishes. So I'm just happy to be up here in the mix.
Oh yeah, I gotta agree, man. You gotta say it's one of those things when you have a talent around you, you almost gotta perform at a second nature that you're not used to, and then once you start getting on that flow, you realize, damn, I'm actually kind of doing good right now. So William, I gotta say from the perspective of the booth, you've done a great job with all the guys around you here this season, and hey, coming home third here tonight, you can't knock your head at it at all. Starting 23rd, and hey, I know how you Sparkle Unicorn guys can get down at the super speedway sometimes. So, hey, we might be talking to you up here in the booth next week.
You just might. We'll see.
Hey, we might see William, but hey, again, congratulations here tonight, man. Like you said, starting off here third in the points, got to feel very comfortable. But if you've got any final words, thoughts, shout outs, anything, William, before we let you get out of here tonight, you're more than welcome to throw them out there, and we'll let you get on your way and, start thinking about how you're going to cook up 30 minutes before the race next week.
Yeah, it's been a while. I'm not really used to this anymore, but I do want to shout out my teammates at TSUR and that came out and raced tonight. Jonathan Coombs is back.
Heck
How about
yeah,
that?
baby.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a long time, so was glad to see him out here. He finished the race. He didn't wreck out or nothing like that on his first one back. Super proud of him. So glad to see him come back and start racing with us again. But yeah, just want to shout out to my teammates and Josh Susie and Ken Baum for finishing the top 3 as well, and Ken winning the race. So and you guys, we never thank you enough.
Hey, thank you, William. We appreciate the kind words, man. We love everything we do for you guys out here. And hey, thank you for having a moment of time with us up here. And hopefully, just hopefully, we'll be talking to you again next week at Talladega.
Sounds good, guys. Hope so.
Yes, sir. Well, hey, have a good night, man, and enjoy the rest of your week. And hopefully, we'll be seeing you soon.
Yep, you too.
And that was William Brown. Chris, you got it. You could hear it right there. That was an excited interview. He was hyped up to finally be back up here. Get it. It almost seems like it was like a weight off his chest, from the way you can tell how he sounded right there in
Right.
that interview.
Hey, I
But
mean,
hey,
oh, sorry.
sorry, Chris. Sorry. No, you continue. You can continue.
No, I was just gonna say, one of the things I was gonna say is, also, guys, it doesn't matter if you want to talk for 20 minutes, you can sit up here and talk. Like as long as it's, not just having a conversation, but if you got anything going on, you want to get your stuff off of going to race,
No.
go for it.
Now 20 minutes, Chris, I might cut him off there. We might have,
But
we might have to start charging the fee or something.
But hey, we don't mind y'all sitting up here talking.
Oh, for sure.
It doesn't matter. We want to hear what y'all have to say too. That's why we watch. We don't watch it for to sit here and yell at a screen. We watch it to watch you guys. We want to hear what y'all have to say too. So, we appreciate everybody taking the time to come in here and sit and give us a reason to yell at these screens. But I just want to give a big shout out to everybody out there on the race. This was a really fun race. We had a lot of drivers. I saw Zarfos, one of the drivers, saying that he just, he had a fast race car, just couldn't execute on pit road, and that's what got him. That's what got him. And it's just, you hate to hear that stuff from these drivers that were doing so good. But just a big shout out to Robbie, big shout out to Fitz, all of them putting this league on, I can't explain how much fun it is to do this, and I'm glad that we're able to do this. Everybody out there on the YouTube, Rylan, if you're still out there, I love you, buddy. Just can't wait for Talladega next week. We're going home, baby.
We are indeed. Well, this has been another amazing Full Throttle weekend, or weekday, I should say, at Kansas Speedway. And gotta say, one more time, thank you to all the fans out there, everybody that puts this on, Robbie, Matthew, all the drivers out there. We constantly get thanks from everybody. I gotta say thank you to you guys. If it wasn't for the drivers and the fans, what would we really have any reason to be in here, Chris? Besides, we're just, like you said, a bunch of goofballs yelling at a bunch of virtual race cars turning left at that point. So hey, everybody that comes out here puts on a hell of a show, puts on great racing, and makes this what it is. We appreciate you guys, and we thank you for bringing me and Chris back on, because this has been some of the most fun racing I've had, the chance to call here in a long time, and I don't want to get away from it anytime soon. So hey, excited to see you guys next week at Talladega, where hopefully we don't got to take any of your favorite drivers out and get them eliminated. But man, sorry to break it to you, spoiler alert, but that is going to happen. So could be some high banks, some big wrecks, or it could be high banks and nobody wrecks. We'll have to see though. But that'll be next week at Talladega. Wednesday, the end of the round of 12. It'll be the elimination race. But this has been Chris and Josh up in the Full Throttle booth. One more time saying thank you to everybody that makes this possible for us, all the fans. Oh, we got one more race of the round of 12? Okay, yeah, sorry, I do apologize. My bad. I forget it's 3 races, not 2. But, again, thank you, everyone, and we'll be hopefully seeing you next week at Talladega. So enjoy your night, and, yeah, later.